Okay, we're now joined by Lieutenant Halls and Lieutenant Ewing from obviously the 2nd Royal Tank Regiment, a subject dear to my heart, of course, because it was my old regiment, standing in front of the mainstay of the British Army, the Challenger 2. What's the regiment up to at the moment?
Currently the regiment's deployed in theatre. They've deployed on Herrick 18 to Afghanistan. Their role there is dual, twofold. They're providing the mounted close combat capability to Task Force Helmand on Warthogs, which is the British Army's main armoured vehicle out there in theatre at the moment. They've then got another squadron who are going out as dismounted infantry, training the Afghan National Police. So this will be the regiment's final tour, obviously before we amalgamate next year. We're obviously quite happy to be, seeing Afghan to the finish.
You did mention to me that you do occasionally play World of Tanks, which I'm quite impressed with.
Yeah, every now and then, occasionally foray into it. I'm not maybe as good as I should be being a tank commander, but yeah, I used to play quite a bit actually before I joined. So
now, one of the questions I always get asked, obviously being an ex-tanky, was is the game anything like actually being a real tanky? Okay, so I mean, are there any comparisons you can make at all between playing World of Tanks and actually being a tank commander?
I suppose broadly, in terms of your use of the ground, I'd say roughly has to be similar. Bearing in mind, our average engagements are 1,000 meters plus, so anything under 800 meters is considered a close engagement for us. So engaging people, circling them 25 meters away just doesn't happen. But in terms of I suppose how you use the vehicle, the capabilities of the vehicle, I think are pretty well reflected.
Right, so this is the Challenger 2 Theatre Entry Standard main battle tank for the British Army. It's known as Megatron, and it's our ATDU, so our Trials and Development Unit tank. And this gets put through its paces, and it gets analysed and assessed, and we try and look at as many ways as possible to upgrade the system. Now it currently stands, as you can see, it's got a 120mm gun mounted on the front, which is also rifled. You then have your smoke dischargers and your remote weapon station mounted on the top, which can be used in all sorts of environments and for any appropriate situation that you find yourselves in. The current armour on the sides and on the front is known as a Chobham class armour, and it's restricted classified information. It's something that the British Army holds quite dear to its heart in keeping that information secret, and the only other nation that we share that with is the Americans, and even then that's quite restricted itself. Inside you've got a CV12 power pack Rolls-Royce engine, which can get it up to speeds of about 59 kph, and it can cross almost any type of terrain that you'd like to take it over. As you can see underneath in the wheels, it's got hydro gas suspension, and the beauty of this is that the faster you go and the more bumps you hit, the smoother the ride is. So inevitably the slower you go, the more impact that you'll feel, and the closer the ride will come to inside your seat. The turret itself is very fast moving, full 360 degrees move, except it's only one plot, is that you can not fire over the back decks, and that's more for friendly fire reasons. You've got 3 crew members that'll sit inside the main fighting compartment turret hatch there, and that'll be your commander, your gunner who sits in between his legs, and on the opposite side of the gun you'll have a loader. And then only in the front seat, in the main hull part of the engine at the front, is the driver, and his responsibility is to take you to the ground from point A to point B using the best ground and cover possible. And that is the Challenger 2 in essence.